Hello, welcome to Worldwide Ministries Division Generational Blessings. Today we're going to be discussing anti-aging, which is part 2 on our outline. So first, A is resveratrol. We have scientific evidence that it extends lifespans. B is antioxidants, which we've discussed in the past. Also, we have diet. As you know, we've been discussing diet as well, how sometimes when people are on medications, they can't use the herbs and different things. They have to use diet. I have recommended diet for some people in order to get them healthy, and it worked really well. You know, God has a plan that regardless of what state of health we're in, He's going to come through for us. Praise God. So anyway, like I said, we're going to be discussing part 2, which is anti-aging. And our scripture is, He satisfies our mouth with good things, that our youth is renewed like the eagle. I believe we can find the fountain of youth through diet, exercises, supplements, and good skincare with natural ingredients. Now, sometimes I've coupled medical science like Lancome or Chanel along with diet, exercise, and other things with really good results. I've done both, like I said, with good results. All natural products complement diet, though. I have found there was a place that I used to order New Moon extracts, and they had all natural skincare, strawberry cleanser and cucumber cleanser out of sight. Within 2 to 3 days, my skin was completely clear, all spots, no creams or anything trying to get rid of spots from acne or anything like that, but it was completely flawless in 2 to 3 days. Truth. And it was an incredible cream. I don't know if they make it anymore. You have to look for yourself. But at one point, years ago when I called, they said that they weren't gonna, it's hard to make those small quantities. It has to be shipped, and you have to refrigerate it, and I don't know if they're still making it, but I can tell you one thing, it was incredible. Okay, when I ate to perfection and used natural skincare products, they worked perfectly. Like I said, eliminated all acne, my skin became flawless, and I exercised every day, 4 hours a day. I used a certain product that they had for energy. I don't know what was in it. I know it did taste like brewish yeast, and the energy high from off of this natural product, after I would do about an hour and I would drink that when I got a little tired, it would kick in and a euphoria would come over me, which we know that the endorphins are released through exercising. And then what would happen, it has like a opioid effect. You know, God gives us natural endorphins that we can exercise and just keep going and going and going. And then I would do this 5 days a week. On the 6th day, I would do just abdomen exercises. And I felt great. I did take an afternoon nap every afternoon, and then after that I would pick up my son. So anyway, we're going to look at resveratrol. Now, I studied this at UNCG. I took a 500 level course, and although I was not in master's level, I got it with permission from my professor. And what I learned is resveratrol is proven to extend lifespans in yeast, and resveratrol is something, you talk about giving you energy. I mean, this stuff is great stuff. I believe when we eat like the plan that God has for us in the Bible, you really can't gain weight. When you're not eating the fat, you're not eating the blood, you're eating only lean meats, without antibiotics, you know, because they didn't have antibiotics back then, and steroids and all these other things man has added in. I really believe that your health really just skyrockets, and I really believe everybody should try it. do the best you can. You might not be able to do it all the time, only because it can get expensive, but do the best that you can. When you can't get organic, get locally grown. That's what's recommended. That's what I do. A lot of times I'll just get the locally grown fruits and vegetables and eat those. All right. So anyway, one of the keys that I do on my diet, I don't know how it's going to work for everybody else, I eat consistently. What I will do, like when I carried my son, I had been what was called a strict vegetarian back then. Now it's called vegan. But what it was is that I didn't eat any animal products. It was just strictly fruits and vegetables. The first week that I did it, and this is prior to becoming a strict vegetable, I was eating fruits, vegetables, and I started with just like a can of tuna. I lost 7 pounds in 1 week. My body was like, wow, what's going on here? And the weight just fell off. And then I became a strict vegetarian when I lived in Manhattan. And very easy in Manhattan because it's conducive to this type of lifestyle. Everywhere you go, there's fruit stands and people are cooking healthy everywhere you go. Now, if you move to the South, just being honest with you, it's not so easy. And once I got to the South, after years and years of fighting, to keep my lifestyle I had in New York, things kind of fell short. And, I gained weight. So, anyway, back to this. So I do believe that following the right diet and eating foods consistently, like with my son, I ate boiled chicken when I decided that I was going to add meat into my diet. Now, my lab work was so good at the hospital from being a vegetarian that the doctor sent the nurses in the room and they said, what are you eating? Your lab work is different than everybody's in this whole place. And I said, I'm a vegetarian. They said, oh, no wonder. So anyway, when I carried my daughter, and one of the theories that I have, I don't know if it's proven, but to me it's proven in my family, is when I ate with my son, I had a higher caloric intake. He was a larger baby. He had more weight on him. Now my daughter, I ate leaner. My daughter was leaner. I had ground turkey. I had cooked in olive oil. I had brown rice, and I had a salad every single day with no dressing. Didn't want the calorie, just a little olive oil and a little white table salt sprinkled on. I ate this consistently. I have found consistency is the key with exercise. Consistency is the key with this biblical diet if you really want your health back, and I know you do. And it is possible. Start out slow. Do the best you can. Keep on, and we have a prayer line. We can pray for you. But like we have noted that, God, we can do all things through Christ, and He satisfies our mouth with good things, that our youth is renewed like the eagle. And with these things, I really believe with this biblical diet, your youth will be renewed like the eagle. I have found that with this type of diet that I'm stronger, I feel happier, I just feel limber, and I feel good. Now we're going to look at antioxidants. Antioxidants were discussed in the first outline. We looked at vitamin A, C, E, and zinc. There are others antioxidants that we didn't really go into, but what an antioxidant does is it gets rid of free radical damage and oxidative damage because there's an electron that's not paired. And then what ends up happening is that antioxidants will neutralize these free radicals by binding the free electron. Then once bound, it neutralizes the radicals, and then it destroys it, and it helps detoxify and protect the body. Now, I was taught free radicals by a young man who was studying science when I was 18 years old. That was a long time ago. And he explained to me the theories because I was going back to nursing school. I had my son, and he was explaining to me, now prior to that, I was a pre-med student, but anyway, I didn't do all that well. Did a lot of issues in my life, but getting back to this, I was taught about the free radicals. I was given Gotu Kola. I was given ginkgo biloba. He taught me about free radical damage and the importance of getting rid of free radicals. And I believed it, and it does work. I used the thing he gave me, which a vitamin I don't think they make anymore. But within a few days, he said, call me in 3 days. I want to know how this works. And I could not believe it. In 3 days, I was reading material. I was enjoying the reading. I mean, it was just flowing and flowing and flowing. And I said, this is too good to be true. So I said, I'm going to wait 7 days. Well, in 7 days, it was true. So I went back to the store, and he said, why didn't you call me in 3 days? I said, this was too good to be true. He looked at me like, what? I said, this stuff really works. And it really does. I recommended it to my friend, Life on Chung, and she used it. She said it worked for her. So anyway, I also recommended Pycogenol to a friend who is no longer with us, and it helped her with her swollen legs. Now, this is a powerful antioxidant, and this friend of mine had a lot of health problems, including a heart problem, which she said she had a little small hole in her heart. And what ended up happening is that when I recommended this Pycogenol, it repaired the connective tissue, which is known to do. How do I know it worked? Well, she called me up. She was like, Miss Athalia, my leg has gone down, and the other one was going down. I don't know if she continued with it. To be honest, sometimes she would do it for a while. It would work. Her children would say it worked, but then she'd stop because of her own personal reasons. Next, we're going to look at vitamin E. It's a potent antioxidant. Once again, we discussed antioxidant, but we're going into details about what this actually does. It fights cellular aging by protecting the cell membrane, also improving circulation, and prolongs the life of red blood cells. Silica. Now, this one my friend recommended to me, and it works. She broke her back, and she said the doctors were astounded at how quick her back was healed. Silica is for bones, nails, teeth, and hair. And when she told me that, I went to the store immediately and I bought it. And my nails, they were beautiful. They were flawless, and you couldn't even hardly cut them, but they weren't thick. They were just beautiful. They were resilient and strong. So silica protects connective tissue and cells, keeps skin, bones, hair, nails, and other tissues youthful. It does. That's what my nails looked. Echinacea, it boosts the immunity. And now you can't be on what I call orthodox med, which is meds from your doctor. So if you're not on it, echinacea is an excellent herb. I used it before alone. I've used it with golden seal, which I was told is 4 times stronger than penicillin. I know one thing: if you take it, it not only destroys the germ because your sore throat goes away quickly, but also what it will do is it'll make you feel strong and energetic quicker than antibiotics. But if you need antibiotics, because sometimes you can't take this, you got to use them, and you really need to use them. You better do it. So we also have dandelion, which is good for liver function. Now, what I did with this is when I was in Booth Memorial Hospital up in New York, I gave birth to my son. Both my children were born jaundice. And my mother and father, I asked them to prepare me some dandelion. I said, I'm going to try this. I had never really read it, but if it's good for liver, whatever, let me drink this. Well, I drank it, and the doctors were astounded. My son was out of the hospital, I think, within 4 days. One day I went home, and they called me up. They said, we never seen anything like it. His bilirubin count dropped down, and he was ready to come home, and I was so excited. Now, garlic is for your immune function and protects the heart. And then you have nettle, which is full of vital minerals and is good for hypoglycemia, allergies, arthritis, depression, prostate, and urinary tract infection. Nettle is also good for your hair to make it grow beautifully. So anyway, once again, I am rating God. He satisfies our mouth with good things, that our youth is renewed like the eagle. Thanks for joining me again on Generational Blessing. May God bless you, and I pray that you have excellent health. Thanks. Bye.